What's going on, people? It is Unsportsmanlike Conduct, episode 121. I am Steve. I got Timmy T on over here.
What up?
Ton of stuff to talk about, including a little bit of football. We got some football stuff to talk about, Timmy. Somebody signed, some no-name has been signed with a team today. We'll talk about that. There were a couple of different lists that were put out for the NFL. I want to kind of go through a couple of those things as we close out. Obviously, we'll start with some NHL Stanley Cup talk. We'll get into NBA, some NBA talk. Got a few things to say. Got some stuff to. I got some things to say about that. We are the A team tonight. We don't have the other guys here with us. And that means a crisp 30 to 45 minutes of these sexy beasts tonight. So let's get this bad boy started here.
Mahomes swings it. Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series! Banner number 18 has been secured. Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup!
Acknowledge me!
All right, let's get into it, Timmy. We'll start off with hockey. We're at the Stanley Cup Finals going on. We got Canada's last hope. Every year, there's a Canada's last hope at some point. So sometimes they don't make the playoffs. Sometimes it's the first round out. But the big, consistent team, no matter what we want to say here, the consistent team of the last few years has been the Florida Panthers. And a reversal of fortunes last night. They had the lead, Timmy. Panthers had the lead but couldn't hold it. Is it time? Is it Canada's year, Timmy?
I have predicted it is. I first thought it was going to be Toronto, but that went out the window real quick.
Yeah.
Because it's Toronto.
Also at the hands of the Panthers.
Yes. I think so. I think it's time. They look, again, though, can I just say, we say this every year. If you're not watching playoff hockey, what are you watching?
Yeah.
Come on. It was an outstanding game. Like I said, they came back. You go into overtime. It's just hard-hitting, fast-paced, such a great game. Such good two teams to watch too, as much as I don't want Florida to win. And I never thought I'd go Canada, but yeah, I'm going full Canada on this one.
I can't go. I can't do it.
Okay, can't go Canada?
I can't go Canada. I don't know why. Something's stopping me. Maybe it's the history down here of these Canadians not knowing how to drive, pissing me off every single day during the winter.
Well, because you live across the damn Garita,
it's right there.
You're keeping it personal.
That pisses me off too. In past years, you just want the Panthers out. I don't want to drive with the traffic. I don't want to do none of that. However, now at this point in my life, I am working at home. So do whatever you got to do out there. Do what you got to do out there. Do whatever you want to do out there. But okay, so Edmonton did their thing. They were a period away from not doing their thing. But they're holding home ice. Series don't really start until the road team wins. But just the fact that the Panthers have been to the finals three straight years. Normally, I don't have any love for South Florida teams except for the Canes. And I don't have love for them. Maybe I just dislike Canadian teams more. I don't know.
I'm going Canada. I'm tired of the Panthers. So that's why I'm going Canada. But by the way, a nice little tidbit was brought up to my attention that, in case you didn't know, all the Edmonton players have had ice flown in from their home rinks, wherever they played as kids or whatever, and it's all been put into the arena. So really? They're all skating on home ice. So they're doing whatever the fuck it takes to win this goddamn series because they're playing on real home ice now.
Jeez. Pulling out all the stops.
That's pretty cool, though.
That's pretty cool. And, and anything, throughout the years, because teams do all these things during the playoffs, and I remember them in the NBA in the 90s with the Knicks. They, except for Patrick Ewing, they would always shave their heads in the playoffs, which did nothing. Thank you, did absolutely nothing. So, we'll see what some of these things do, but that's pretty cool. So you are the lone guy who went with Edmonton on this. The other two guys, homers, picking the Panthers to go. I won't call Anthony a homer.
He's not a homer. He's just, I don't know.
It's maybe not a homer, but he is a self-loathing Dolphins fan, anti-Canada. So that's it.
And Dave is just, I don't know, somehow he is a Panther fan, so I can't deny him either.
Yeah, I guess. All right, so 1-0. Tomorrow is game 2, Friday night in Edmonton, and then the series will shift down to Sunrise, Florida. Is that a Sunday? I don't care what you got to do. It. I'm inside. Don't bother me. But as I always say, I'm watching the games. I'm not for everybody out there who likes sports that are not watching playoff hockey, as we say every single year. Like Timmy, what you said, but I could literally, if you tell me that the game is going to be over, 3 minutes left in the game, I can go outside my house, not even turn TV on, wait a few minutes, and then be silent.
That's weird. That's cool though, living in an arena like that.
But we'll see what happens. So everything happening as it should be for the moment. There, just one game in. All right, let's head over to the NBA. NBA, where the finals are starting tonight. It should have been the Knicks. Good. Let's go OKC. Let's go OKC. Just like Timmy said with the predictions, whoever win, you had the Pacers, but afterwards, Western Conference. Whoever won Western Conference, which I hope OKC blows them up by 35 points each game. That's what I hope.
Am I the only one who picked the Pacers also? Or did Dave do it just to be spiteful?
No, Dave. Yeah, Dave. They picked the Pacers. I have a few rants on a few different things here, Timmy. Number one,
I have one comment too. You're gonna laugh, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you did. Let me know when you want to do that. So number one, I'm speaking to Miami Heat fans here. The Miami Heat trolls out there whose phones don't seem to work when the Knicks win a game. But as soon as the Knicks lose a game, batteries alive, signals at full strength. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, I joke about this often, that the Knicks and their fans live rent-free in Heat fans' mind. And it's absolutely true. It's happened since the 90s. They cannot get over it. The Knicks won 3 out of 4 series, and they would have won 4 out of 4 if not for, Alonzo Mourning, Charlie Ward. They got kicked out of the game, suspensions and all that stuff. So it literally is since then, because that's the rivalry. The Knicks-Heat rivalry is late 90s, and that is it. Because ever since then, the Knicks have been utter trash, and the Heat have been championship material every year. And so is the Pat Riley thing in the 90s. But I just don't understand. I don't care when the Heat advance. Like, that doesn't bother me. But it's just like Timmy. We've sent these little memes, right? With your birthday, you get 2 texts. Your favorite team loses. Here comes 70 text messages. And that is so especially true of the Heat fan. It's just the trolling is out of control. I really wish that Melo was on right now, because I just want to hear the explanation. It's been 25 years since the Knicks-Heat rivalry was really relevant. You might say something about the early 2010s, but again, that was the big 3. So Carmelo Anthony being on the Knicks with Stoudemire, it was not ever going to be enough to beat Bosh, Wade, and LeBron. Simple as that. So rivalry, yeah, maybe it's a rivalry because there's so many. This is a sixth borough down here, so you got so many Knicks fans down here. But that's it. You guys got to get out of your mind, out of your own heads, and forget about the fact that you were a double-digit seed. You were a 10 seed.
Why, this is like what I always say about certain fans when they're not real fans. Is why because I see. I always give you guys your respect. You guys are real fans. I'm not, but I see a lot of Met fans who would rather see the Yankees lose than the Mets win. And that's wrong. That's just completely wrong. And that's what this is. The Heat would probably as long as the Knicks don't win. No, but that's not right. As long as the Knicks don't win. I mean, if you're still in it, you're fine. Whatever. You get the rivalry going. But when you're sitting home doing nothing, and you're going to call up people when the season's almost over. Oh yeah, the fucking Knicks lost. And
it's not. It's crazy.
Home for 6 weeks.
And you see it. You see it in our chat. Like when the Knicks were beating the Celtics, Ant would put the eyes, right? Melo was silent. Melo was nowhere to be found. Knicks lose a game. Here comes Melo. Here comes this guy. I ding, 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 ding. Go my phone when the Knicks lose a game.
And also, I didn't say a word. I keep my mouth shut till the series is over.
All right. I feel like Mad Dog with his "What Are You Mad About" segment. That's number one. Number two. And this is actually he used this on his "What Are You Mad About" segment this week. But I've been mad about it since the very beginning. How do you allow Reggie Miller to commentate this series? I swear to you, several times he said "us" and "we." What are you doing? You know that he hates the Knicks. You know he hates the Knicks fans. You know he hates everything about. He should not have been commentating this series. Mike Breen, on the other hand, if it was on ESPN, he's shown to be completely professional, non-biased. He bangs bang against the Knicks. He'll do bang for the Knicks. But Reggie Miller shouldn't have been anywhere near the end. And holy shit, I get it, but this was insult to injury. Now he's handing the Eastern Conference Championship trophy to them.
The Larry Bird trophy. Larry Bird trophy. Yeah.
The Larry Bird. Timmy, I get it. He works there, but they could have found anybody. Like he should not have been. If he's gonna call it right down the middle, I get he did say some things about the Pacers, but the us and the we thing, it was more than a couple times, and it pissed me off so much.
He was the old school evil wrestling announcer. He was the heel wrestling announcer.
He's Bobby Heenan.
Yeah,
Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan. You can't do that. Can't do that. Angering the whole damn fan base. And then you know what annoys me the most is, and I've said this on this show many times, Stephen A. Smith. I'm not a fan of Stephen A. Smith. I've never been a big fan of Stephen A. Smith. But when Mad Dog mentioned that as part, he said, "No, you're dead wrong. He handled it professionally." You know what Stephen A. is trying to do? He's positioning himself for the political run. He announced. Did you see that? Well, yeah, you probably did. He announced that he's now going back to sports talk radio. He's going to be on Mad Dog Radio, Sirius XM. So it's like his show, then Mad Dog show, and then a re-air of his show. And he's doing a political show also on Sirius XM on, I don't remember, the POTUS station or whatever. So anyway, so that's like, this is what he's doing. Oh yeah, Stephen A. Smith is freaking politics, and he's already gone out and said that he believes that he could be a legitimate candidate. Don't do it. This madness is going on. There's a fight brewing now on social media between Elon Musk and the president. It's just, you met a former president.
I met a former president.
I just saw that.
It was pretty awesome.
That's
Nice
pretty
fucking
cool.
guy. Whether you like it or not, he was nice as hell. Actually, it's a great story. Should I tell it? It's a great story.
Yeah. I did
So,
want
I'm
to hear
sitting in the
about this.
elevator like I usually do, and we get the call, report to this floor. We have a VIP coming in. I'm like, all right, cool. We go to the floor, and I see like a dude. Like, I don't recognize that guy. Another dude, a girl. I'm like, who the fuck is this coming? So, and all of a sudden I look, and there he was standing there, and I without even realizing, I said, "Holy shit, that's Bill Clinton!" And and the woman said, "She goes, that's pretty cool." I said, yeah, it is pretty cool. You don't expect to look over just like a former president walking towards you. I said, it's pretty cool. And he got in the elevator. He shook the security guard's hand. He shook my hand. How you doing? I said, Mr. President, nice honor to meet you. He said, thank you very much. He's smiling the whole time and went off to the show. When he came back, same thing. He shook my hand. How you doing? I was like, good. Nice to meet you. Great guy.
That's pretty cool. You met a former president of the United States of America.
I met a former president, and he was just probably the nicest person I've met so far doing this job.
Well, he was always like a regular guy. Politics aside, he was just a regular.
He got away with a lot of shit. He's just living his life now, just chilling. You don't care.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And good to know he's a good guy, because the thing about meeting some.
And then the coolest part is, I'm thinking, I'm surprised, Secret Service didn't come in ahead of time and like scout us out. I should have realized they probably already did that without us knowing, because when he was leaving, we had a guy. I was getting ready to go to lunch, and the guy who was going to relieve me was standing there. And the guard walked in and goes, "Who's that?" I got my relief. He goes, "He got to go. He got to get out. We don't know him. He has to get out of here." And they threw him right out of the elevator.
You were the only one that was cleared.
I was like, "Dude, go wait out here. I'll pick you up on the way back." He said, "Yeah, he got to go." I was like, "Oh, see, they probably already. We don't even know it. They probably already got like our 24." Like the Pablo Timtabala. Just all right, he's good, he's clear. Let him go.
What a great show, too, by the way. Great show.
So that was pretty cool. I enjoyed it.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool.
I can't wait till ESPN starts. I don't know who I'm gonna see.
You're gonna get
had a party for 30 for 30. Who knows who's gonna show up? I couldn't stay for the night. But who knows who showed up to that?
Could you imagine? No, it's
I saw a lot of little kids there wearing badges, so they knew who was showing up, but I didn't know who was going to be there.
30 for 30. Who? Okay, so who could be there?
I mean, anybody really. They did that showing for everybody almost.
I know they did. They did a ton of things. Bill Simmons. I wonder if
awesome one.
Wait, is Bill Simmons there? He doesn't like ESPN, but he did a lot of the 30 for 30s.
I don't know. I'll find out tomorrow.
I saw Bill Simmons got his panties in a bunch because somebody was investigating Bill Belichick, that Pablo Torre guy from ESPN. He got he kind of like went off on him on his podcast, saying he's pretending to be a journalist, which is messed up. Pablo Torre he's pretty good from his reporting stuff.
Well, let's get to the nitty gritty now, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Tom Thibodeau being fired?
I think it's fucking ridiculous. I think it's completely insane. There's just too many facts out there. He's won 20 some odd playoff games when the last 12 combined coaches won 7, and that was in those Carmelo Anthony days. Outside of that, nothing. We've been dog shit, ape shit, any type of shit that you want to think about. That's been the New York Knicks, and you know that you've lived it up there. The misery that is the New York Knicks existence. First time in over 25 years that the Knicks have won back-to-back 50-win seasons. First time in 25 years that the Knicks went to the conference finals, and who was at the head of it? Tom Thibodeau.
And they're consistently getting better every year.
Every year. And they just 8 months ago, they gave him a 3-year extension. I don't get it. And I don't see, the Knicks fan part of me is pissed about that. And plus, for a fact, Brunson loves him. And I don't know how that's going to go. Brunson had a really good relationship with Tom Thibodeau, and I thought a lot of the players did. Yes, does he play his guys? And that's because he trusts his guys. He's not playing them because he wants everybody to get hurt. He's playing them because those are the guys that he trusts in those situations. And against the Pacers, yeah, the bench just wasn't there. But you beat the Boston Celtics, the champions, the elite, and you did it. And a lot of people say that what's his name, Tatum got hurt. But that was Game 5. That wasn't. That was with 7 minutes or 3 or 7 minutes left in Game 5 when the Knicks were up by 9. It's not, and I'm not going to say that he couldn't have impacted the game, but he was there for Game 1. Knicks down by 20, they come back and win. Game 2, Knicks down by 20, they come back and win. It's got to show something about the coach, right? The toughness of the team. They talked about the mentality of the Knicks team of playing all these games and playing all these minutes. Josh Hart led Mikal Bridges. Josh Hart last year, he played up until a certain point. He played every minute of every game. Like these guys these are the anti James Hardens and the anti those guys who have and I can't think of the other guy's name, Embiid and these other guys. They're the antis of that. Brunson doesn't miss any time unless he gets hurt. There's no sitting down. There's no, you got Tom Thibodeau, an old school coach. There's no resting, especially in the playoffs. You want the guys who you trust out there. Now, if there's guys that you don't trust, that's not Tom Thibodeau. That's the front office of building the team. But again, I go back to the fact that they were 6 wins away from an NBA championship, and they fired this guy. I don't get it. And
the
we'll see who
joke,
the replacement is. But
the big joke up here is, like you said, they said Tom Thibodeau got fired because he only had a 7-man team. Like he only used 2 guys off the bench, maybe sometimes. Like that was the big joke. You can't win like that. Well, they did a pretty good goddamn job winning with that.
2 wins away from the finals.
And what I was going to say before, so I was going to tell her too. I figured out the Knicks are like New Jersey. And I'm going to tell you exactly what that means. Because I figured out Jersey, by the way. I solved Jersey. I solved it.
You solved it. Done. Just took you a little bit. Done.
Jersey, there's always one thing missing. Always one thing missing to make it where it could be like, oh, this is as good as New York. Pizza. That one thing is missing. The food, one thing, that's what it always is. That's what the Knicks are right now. There's that one piece that's missing, whether it's a big man or, how many of those are left, by the way?
Yeah.
They just need that one fucking superstar, that one thing. The coach definitely wasn't the problem. And as soon as they fired him, I said, you got to be shitting me. This is why they haven't won in 50 years. This is why the Rangers, because guess what? James Dolan has his hand in them too. This is why the Rangers haven't won since 94. The management in the Garden is bullshit.
Yep. And Dolan was part of the
major changes coming in the Rangers. We have major changes. It's like, that doesn't work all the time.
Well, how many trades did the Rangers make this year? 73 of them. Every day there was another trade being made, and all those trades left you wondering, like, what's going on. The Knicks have made trades too, and to his credit, Dolan backed off a bit, but then he was involved in this. This was like he was involved in this, and it makes you wonder. Will the next head coach? There's always going to be a guy willing to take a job, and the Knicks right now has to be a highly coveted job. The Knicks job is even coveted when they're winning 15 games a year. Now it's every 3 of the last 4 years they've been to the playoffs. They got to the East Conference Finals. They beat Boston. I hate that they lost to the Indiana Pacers 2 years in a row.
To make this Thibodeau thing make sense, now they have to go out and get an A+ coach. They have to get I hate to say it, a fucking Pat Riley type but are there any of those coaches even left anymore? You gotta get a Phil Jackson from the 90s. You gotta get even a fucking Jeff Van Gundy. You gotta get like that. Someone who's gonna come in here.
I would love,
if
it's Jeff Van Gundy, yes. But I was listening today, and they talked about, these are like little things that you forget, that he walked out on Dolan because Dolan was being a dummy, and he is very close friends with Tom Thibodeau, so I don't know that he would. A job's a job, and he's done a good job. He helped the Celtics out last year. He helped the Clippers out this year. And word is getting around that, he's still got what it takes. I would love that, but I don't know. And then who do you go to at that point? And then there's the everything is like, what are the Knicks going to do to get over the hump? Well, first of all, you probably should have just kept Thibodeau around. That's number one, because he's, as a head coach, he's done pretty damn good for you. But now the Knicks offseason has started. Now what? They're already talking about Kevin Durant. The media. They're already talking about Giannis, which if they can figure out a way to get Giannis, I'm all in.
You got
sign me up. Right. And it would take, and then the other thing, and Mad Dog mentioned, you're firing him because guys couldn't make free throws in Game 6. Karl Anthony Towns could not hit a freaking. I was using every bit of language out there known to man in Game 6 when this guy couldn't hit a free throw. It was driving me nuts. But outside of that, this is going to be another off season for the Knicks. Continues on, but again, with the shadow of now you just fired your head coach that has been pretty damn good for you over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yep. Like I said, they're one piece away. And now they're 10 pieces away. That's what's going to happen when you fire your coach. Like you said, now what if Brunson's like, now he's not happy no more? What are you going to do?
I love Brunson. He's great. Josh Hart, this is the team. This is a Knicks team. Josh Hart is like a cross between John Starks and Charles Oakley. Yeah, that cut in Game 1, blood gushing out of his side of his temple. He's always going for the rebounds. He'll take his inconsistent threes like Starks used to do. 94 finals. What is it, 1 for 21? God, some things just don't die, Tim. You remember all these statistics: 1 for 21, 3 for 17, and that's it. All right. OKC's up by 10. Let's go, OKC. Josh Hartenstein, I miss you, buddy. I miss you. I wish the Knicks would have done more to re-sign you, but hopefully I'm going to be congratulating it on an NBA championship here in a little bit, in a few weeks. Some scores. Mets lost. Mets lost to the Dodgers today. They were up 3-0. Mets lost.
Is it a 4-game series?
It was a 4-game set.
You split, right?
Yeah. But could have swept. But I'm going to focus on the West Coast trip. You split them. Today it was just ridiculous. They were up 3-0. Ground ball at third base. Beatty double clutches with a perfect grip. Like 12 feet. I just lived this during the Put in the Book show. He's like 12 feet away from the catcher. He double clutches and then he throws like a dart in the ground. That's what he did. The tying run scored, and then that's it. I also hate Max Muncy. That's also a thing.
I saw
all right.
In stupid asshole give his big rants about the Dodgers, how he hates them so much. Wasn't it Frankie Bank?
Oh my God. There's no block. I block his accounts, but then people repost it. And I gotta watch the dumb shit anyway. So annoying. His 15
minutes needs to be up right away.
His 15 minutes were up 10 years ago. I'm so tired of it. Let me ask you a question as a non-Met fan. Last year, Lindor had his struggles at the start of being a Met. Now he's the leader of the team. He goes to every locker at the end of every series, talks to every player about what that series had, what's going on. My take on the Put in the Book show is that because of what Pete Alonso, how long it took him to ultimately figure out that, hey, dumbass, sign with the Mets. I feel that if there's a discussion about somebody being named the captain, I feel he took himself out of that. I feel like he disqualified himself for taking so long to sign, and I kind of brought it back to David Wright back in the day, where he didn't go to. He could have made a lot more money. He could have gone to the Marlins when they were, trying to, hand out all those contracts, but he stayed with the Mets, and it was immediate. So for me, on our end, I think Lindor is the obvious captain, and I think that Pete should be disqualified. That doesn't take away my love for Pete Alonso and the bombs that he's hitting, but I think he should be disqualified as the captain of the team.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. If he would have re-signed quick last year, no headlines, no bullshit, and the obvious, of course, this is where I want to be stuff. Absolutely, he'd be the captain.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you 100%. Took too long.
And then he says, it wasn't a stressful offseason
for a while.
Yeah. They even said that they were out on.
He was a Cub He was a Cub for a while. He was a Yankee for a while. You don't be a Yankee for a while, then go back and expect the Mets to slap a C on your fucking jersey. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. All right.
No,
I wanted to get a take, somebody who was outside looking in. I think Lindor is doing a great job. Stupid douchebag Dodger. I think they will. I think they'll put the C on Lindor. But you see that dumbass pitcher yesterday for the Dodgers? He broke his pinky toe. He broke Lindor's pinky toe because he can't control his stupid curveball. He's in the batter's box. Tim, he's in the left-hand batter's box. How do you hit him in the toe?
Yeah, that's true. Magic. Dodger magic.
Here we go. There it is. There's the Lindor troll. Pete is the heart of Citi Field. It's okay. Like, he could be the rah-rah guy, the heart, but Lindor's the leader. That's my kind of take on it. Let's go Thunder, up by 12. All right. So we got NHL out of the way. Stanley Cup is 1-0. Let's go KC. Talked a little bit about baseball. Let's get into some NFL before we close this bad boy out, Timmy. We've got some NFL stuff to talk about. First off, we're 3 months away, Timmy. 3 months away from hearing stuff like,
it feels so good. When it hits my ear, it feels so good.
Huh? Ooh. Are you kidding me? Ooh, yeah. And then we admitted that this was not great. But he'll be back for another year of NFL Red Zone. I don't know if they changed the theme song this year or what.
Do you play Madden? Do you play Madden?
I did not play last year, but I am getting back into it because
they have different announcing crews for the different games, for Monday night games, Thursday night games, and Sunday games, and they're going to have a weekly roundup with your boy Scott Hansen's going to do the weekly repeat.
Really?
Yeah.
All I saw was the cover, and how they redid it. They reenacted. By the
way, I recommend the college game too. The college game was outstanding. It's probably going to be even better this year.
I haven't played the last couple of years, but I got to get back into it because I do. Gotta stay young out here, Timmy.
You don't want to hear Scott Hansen talk about how awesome Jackson Dart was in that game.
Yes. Oh, Jackson Dart he's our starter, which and Daniel Jones might be a starter for the Colts because Mr. Fragile, Richardson, he's already hurt. Shoulder, I think it is. So and the talk after that was that Daniel Jones chose between the Vikings and the Colts, and he chose the Colts because it was a better path to starting job. Ta-da! Here it is. Here it is. But bigger news in the NFL today. Aaron Rodgers finally signed. Been holding the Pittsburgh Steelers hostage for the last like 3 months or so. But it was announced today that he is going to sign with the Steelers. I found it odd that they were talking about how he was not at the OTAs the other day. I'm like, Aaron Rodgers, why would he be at any voluntary anything? Especially for a team who he has been like kind of brushed aside and said, well, you'll wait until I'm ready. So that happens today. Timmy, my question to you is the Steelers, the type of franchise they are, and in the history of the NFL, one of the most historic franchises in the NFL. And to me, they kind of like bowed down to this guy. They just kind of like waited and waited and waited. And yes, it's a better situation than what's his name?
Way better situation.
I can't think of his name right now. Poor guy who's been. They're just talking. Everybody is just talking shit about him left and right. And the poor guy it's just friend. It's like a sniper. But I can't think of his name. But it's like the poor guy's trying to be Mason Rudolph. Poor guy's trying to be a quarterback. He's just trying to live his life, and just like everybody's like, "You suck. Get Aaron Rodgers in there." But it happened today. What does it do? What does it do? You think the Steelers are now going to be contenders? You think Rodgers has anything left in the tank, or be like a 4-play drive like a couple years ago?
I would love to just say it was a Jets thing, but it seemed like it'd be a lot more than a Jets thing because, I mean, the dude's lost his mind. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the Packers. When quarterbacks leave there, they just seem to lose their minds all of a sudden. Don't know why. I mean, I went from a huge Brett Favre fan to like, Brett Favre, really?
He's like ripping off kids, cancer patients.
Yeah, they're all losing their minds over there. But I think I don't think Mike Tomlin's going to take any of his shit, and I think they will work together good. And yeah, I would say they're content. I mean, did they trade Kenny Pickett? That was finalized, right?
Yeah, he's with the Browns.
That's a huge mistake. But
Browns got 18 different quarterbacks. Yeah, I think so too.
I know. I think it's going to work out good for them. Actually, I think he's going to have a good. Again, it all depends on health, and protection because he's not running around like he thinks he is. So
no way.
They protect him. I think he'll have a decent year. I mean, is he going to go 4,050 touchdowns? No, but he's going to have to get into the playoffs. He
had a decent year last year, but it's the Jets. But he had a decent bounce back year, obviously from the madness that was the year before. All right, so that's Rodgers. Everything is kind of set now. The quarterback carousel is done. Now that was the final piece to any type of puzzle out there. Couple of different lists, Timmy, that I wanted to go over, and then we can wrap up here. But ESPN ranked the NFL's most likely worst to first teams for the 2025 season. We always get that team that sucked, and they're like, "Holy shit, they're in the playoff mix," and
the Redskins.
The Redskins, which I don't know, but they're like he's like fourth already in betting for MVP of the year. Anyway, get to that at another time. But so these are basically the last place teams for each division, ranked in order of which they think that they could turn it around, and potentially win their division. So. I'll start from the bottom. The Cleveland Browns with their 73 quarterbacks. They come in at number 8. Their defense is going to be good. I don't know what I even heard today that they're toying around with the idea of Shedeur Sanders starting opening week. I don't know how he goes from like falling 83 rounds to be ready for opening week, but if Browns, I guess. Number 7. Oh, they have odds of making the playoffs too. Odds of winning the division for the Browns is 2.7%. Odds of making the playoffs 9.8. Number 7, the New York Football Giants.
You should be better than that.
This is all because of the schedule. Like the Giants have improved. The Giants have improved a lot. But we talked about even before the draft and before anything ever happened, that the schedule is just a disaster. So they were 3-14 last year. Their odds of winning the division this year is 3.3%. Odds of making the playoffs, staying as a chance, Timmy, 10.1. And they go on to explain it. The problem for the New York is their schedule. It's the toughest in the NFL, both on strength of schedule, actual, and defensive. Playing against the defenses. So playing against the best defenses in all the league, along with the best teams in all the league. Even though they finished 3-14 last year, Timmy, I don't know what's going on. Commanders, defenses like the 49ers and the Patriots. It's a mess. All right, Raiders are next. Odds of making the playoffs 24%. Titans after that, they're number 5. Saints at number 4. They're 18% of making the playoffs, 11% winning the division. The Patriots are number 3 on this list. They are odds of winning the division is 14%. They're not even winning the division unless something crazy happens with Josh Allen.
Listen, Buffalo already won that division. It's already done.
All over. Tap out. Odds of making the playoffs is 34%. I feel that's big for like the Patriots.
It is.
The Bears number 2, 15% chance of winning the division. I also don't think that's a thing. 36% chance of making the playoffs. Number 1 is the obvious turnaround, and it's last year because of injury. Is the 49ers. Last year they were 6-11. Odds of winning the division now this year is 36% and making the playoffs up over 60%. That makes sense though, because last year was a shitty season because of injuries. These guys are back. Yeah. So Giants come up 7 out of 8 on the last to first potential there. And then the other thing that I wanted to just kind of bring up is on CBS Sports, they did 100 things to know. We're not going through 100 things, but there's 100 things to know about week 1 kickoff approaching, key game stories, odds, and predictions. Just running through these things. Opening game is the Thursday night, September 4th. So we're almost exactly 3 months out. That's the Eagles and the Cowboys. And then you got stuff like the Chiefs playing the Chargers. They're in Brazil. They played last year. Didn't they play last year in Brazil? Wasn't the gang colors? Like, wasn't it the Eagles? They said that they shouldn't wear green. The Packers and the Eagles.
Packers
and they
the
said,
Eagles.
Yeah, they sent 2 green colored teams. All right, pull them out. Now the Chargers Chiefs game in Brazil is exclusive on YouTube. Is that free? Are they gonna, or is this like a thing you got to sign up for YouTube TV and then watch it?
That's a good question.
It better be free. Don't do that shit to us. So they're in Ireland. So other international games: Vikings and Steelers in Ireland. You got London, October 5th, 12th, and 19th. So 3 straight London games in October. Vikings, Browns. He's sending the Browns over there. What are we doing? It's supposed to be good. And we're sending the Broncos and the Jets there. And then Rams and the home England team, Jacksonville Jaguars. That's home. That's home turf there. Falcons and then the Colts are in Germany, and then you got the Commanders and Dolphins later in the year in Spain. Super Bowl is going to be in the 49ers house. Eagles are the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl. Josh Allen is the odds-on favorite for the MVP, Timmy. As you just said, the Bills have already won. Other stuff is like the Lions are plus 1,000. So what are they? 1, 2, 3, 4. They're number 5. They have the 5th best odds to win. The Rams are up there. Also, the Bengals back-to-back AFC title games, 21-22. They're plus 2,000 MVP candidates, Timmy. top 5. Who would you guess?
I think it's the same guys that we get every year: Lamar, Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, MVP. Who am I missing?
You're missing the quarterback for the team that's going to win the AFC East. They've already won.
Oh yeah, Josh. Oh yeah, I thought you meant him already. Josh Allen.
So Lamar, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow's 3rd, Mahomes is 4th, and Jaden Daniels is 5th.
Jaden Daniels. Wow.
Now I'm not. We'll get into this, but I'm not as sold on Jaden Daniels as a lot of guys are. Not to say that he's not a good player, he's not going to be a good quarterback, but to judge him now, he's 5th in MVP voting.
We don't have
right
treats quarterbacks.
That's right.
It's only a matter of time before he has some horrific altering injury that ruins his life.
That's right. And like one of the games was what the Hail Mary in the end zone. Like that's obviously what's the Panthers conspiracy? Mello. I just saw this. Bogey was the foundation. Get out of here. Oh man. The other things are kind of like reminders of what happened, because in the NFL, because of all the time that goes by and then the madness that ensues like 24, 48 hours after free agency starts, and 83 running backs have changed teams, you kind of need to kind of like reset and figure out who's on what team. They talk about Salah getting replaced with the Jets. Sam Darnold going to Seattle. The different quarterbacks that have changed. Russell Wilson showing up to every Knicks game. Every Knicks game he was there. In there, New York. Mello. Every year, Ohio State has won the title, and J-Lo gets a divorce. The Panthers open against the Jaguars, and the Panthers make the Super Bowl.
No.
2000 was that 2001? That was it was Ohio State when they cheated. Refs cheated against the.
That's not happening this
12
year.
years later, we get a pass interference in the end zone against the Canes.
That's not happening.
Every year, J-Lo gets a divorce. She's 17 of them.
All those things have to happen at once. It's not happening this year. Sorry.
Listen, last year I talked about how the Knicks jinx was up. If the Knicks jinx didn't die with OJ dying, I don't know what to tell you. That's a lot to happen. A lot to happen. Stephon Diggs makes me laugh right now because of all the stuff that's going on with Cardi B and him on the boat and all that stuff. And who cares, man? And he's getting threatened by her ex.
Cardi B makes me not want to go to SummerSlam because she's hosting. I'm not going to that. Listening to her yap her mouth for 3 hours, I can't do it.
Oh shit. Melo says when all three happen the same year, and it is happening this year. What? Yeah.
Well, Mel, if you're so confident, go to Vegas.
Do it. What's the odds on that?
Put $1,000 on the Panthers to win the Super Bowl this year.
Is it just making the Super Bowl? Yeah, making the Super Bowl.
Oh, just making it. That's right. So yeah, I'll go do it, but I'll put like $10 down.
That might win you $1 million. I don't know what the odds are.
Plus 15,000.
15,000. I just saw a 0.7 probability of them winning the Super Bowl.
I'll go put $10 that he makes the Super Bowl.
Do it. Knock it out.
Can't hurt.
Their biggest chance is to miss the playoffs. They have a 76% chance to miss the playoffs. 28% chance to. Well, I should not say that. What? That doesn't. Don't. The math is not mathing, Timmy. Odds to miss the playoffs, 76.2%. Odds to make the playoffs, 28.6. Yeah, 28. That's over 100%. What are we doing? What What are we doing? I don't understand. All right. They are ranked 27th in the NFL by bookmakers in terms of Super Bowl odds, plus 15,000.
$10.
I feel like every single team playing would have to crash to make that happen.
$10 can't hurt.
No. All right. The rest of the stuff, veteran trades, Geno Smith and DK Metcalf, George Pickens.
Well, let's hear
like
right
there's
now.
a lot, man. Jesus, there's a lot of these things.
Let's hear it right now. Right now, your June Super Bowl prediction. I'm repeating last year. I'll tell you right now, I'm repeating last year.
I don't even remember who the hell I picked last year. Detroit, and I probably picked Detroit and the Chiefs.
I got Detroit and Buffalo. I think both teams finally break through. I think the Chiefs are taking a major step back this year, and Detroit's finally going to get there. I mean, Buffalo's finally going to get there. Unless Joe Burrow is protected, I think it's Buffalo with a runaway.
I can't argue with that.
That's my June prediction.
Mello says, "Is that your prediction? Or are you just putting the emojis for Timmy's prediction? He's got Lions. He ain't picking no Lions. Mello ain't picking no Lions. I'm looking at the total odds. I don't. I like that because if I got to see the Eagles in the Super Bowl one more time, I vomit. All right. So NFL 20. Is this right? May 2025. Okay. So the odds for this upcoming season, as of last week. Not much has changed. Eagles and the Chiefs are tied as the odds-on favorite. They don't want to bet against Mahomes yet either. So it's Eagles, Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, and Lions. Those are your top five.
I think this is the other Bills breakthrough. Mahomes goes home crying.
Hey, so the meme of the two things he has to play, two acquisitions. I thought that was funny. She's super annoying. But all right, well, you got two of the top five teams as far as odds are concerned. The Lions. Who else is in Lions division is Detroit, Green Bay. All right, so
Chicago.
Detroit's the only top five Super Bowl winning odds team to not be overwhelming favorites for the division. The Packers are right there with the Lions as far as betting odds. Bills are overwhelming favorites at minus 250. The Ravens are favorites. Although the Steelers after today might have a little something to say about it. Mello says he goes home crying to a nice set of twins. Yeah, that's those. But
they're attached to that thing. I still wouldn't want to
bother. All right. And then Chiefs. I guess Vegas or ESPN Bet or whatever the case may be, they're not ready to say, all right, Pat Mahomes, you're not within the discussion here. But I don't know that they should be, especially in the AFC, over the Ravens, over the Bills. I guess the Bills, until they do it, there's no belief in it. Right. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's part of it also. There's nothing really. The rest of the stuff is like kind of like draft picks and Cam Ward and Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter looking pretty good out there so far. And one of I think it was Mina Kimes they were talking, and Mina Kimes reminded everybody that Deion Sanders had 60 or 65 catches in his career, and 30 of them came in one season. So don't set the bar too high. Don't call it, top storylines are the Chiefs about to tumble. I'll just run down these, not go into it. Can the other AFC powers get over the hump? So that's your Ravens, your Bills. What's the deal with Aaron Rodgers now that he's with the Steelers? Here's one. Can the Commanders live up to the hype?
No.
That might be a trap. I don't know, man. I think the Eagles probably early June 5th. I think the Eagles probably run away with the division again because I don't think that I think there's a lot of hype behind this team, and Dallas sucks, and we'll be the most improved 0-9 starting team ever. 10 must-see games. Real quick, Cowboys, Eagles. We get that every year. I don't know why that's must-see.
Why is the Cowboy? Why?
Why the Cowboys anything? That's the thing.
Why?
They keep on leading these. Dak Prescott had a baby. Oh, news at 11. Who cares? We're talking about sports here. We're talking about he can't do shit. He gets hurt every year, and even when he's not, he doesn't do shit.
It's time to move on from that fucking team.
A bum. Now this has been talked about for a long time is week 1, the first game of the week at the 1 o'clock schedule on Sunday. Timmy is Steelers at the Jets. So you got Rodgers coming back. Eagles, Chiefs, Ravens, Chiefs, Lions, Chiefs. Boom, 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 boom. You get the common denominator there. Packers and Steelers. That's a matchup now because of Rodgers, especially. Chiefs, Bills, Lions, Commanders, which I gotta tell you, I think the Commanders are just gonna be like this middling team. I don't think they're gonna be something super special. I think they're oversold and overhyped, but that's my June 5th take.
I'll go with you on it.
Thank you, Timmy. A little back up there. Chiefs, Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders are. That's it.
I'm sitting here. Who the fuck is the Jets quarterback?
Justin Fields.
Jeez, I couldn't think of it. Could not think of it.
So many changes.
I'm sitting there going, who the hell is going to quarterback them? Okay.
Oh, rule changes. Tush push is all good. That's fine. Stupid.
Like
touchbacks on kick.
Let it be legal. But whatever happens on the bottom of that pile, he can't be held responsible.
Bring somebody up from the practice squad, number 50, the 54th guy on the field. Just get out there and just forearm somebody. Knock them out.
Throw some dirt in their face. All that kind of
stomp
shit.
At the bottom of the pile. We talked about this on the last show. Just stomp it. Boom, 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 boom. Touchbacks on kickoffs will now result in the ball being placed 35-yard line. So you only got 65 yards to go for a touchdown at that point. Both teams now guarantee at least one possession overtime, just as in the playoffs. That probably is the right move. Onside kick. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. It's still not going to be successful. You can do it at any time during the game, but you still need to say, hey, I'm going to onside kick now. Go ahead and get your defense ready. And then this is the part where I love, because I am an automated guy. Automate everything for me. Take all the guesswork, these stupid ass refs and umpires out of the game. I don't want to hear it. Virtual tracking system. We talked about this last year. I said, why can't they do like tennis? Tennis has pinpoint, in or out. Finally, NFL, $100 bazillion industry, and we can get a little chip in there, and it's a first down or it's not. That's it. Guys, don't get me started on these baseball umpires. What the hell are they doing?
No more chain gangs. No more of that shit. Yes or no?
Yeah, just end it. Chain gang, we can find a job for them. I promise. Them standing on the sideline, we can find a job for them that we don't have to lose jobs out of this, All right, and then the rest of the stuff is kind of like the what ifs of Michael Penix. Do the Bills have enough non-Josh Allen guys? All the same things we talk about every single year with some of these same type of storylines. But we'll be getting into that more in the next few weeks. The NBA finals will come to an end. Stanley Cup finals will come to an end, and then we'll have baseball for a little bit. That's it. We have baseball and the hot dog eating contest. And that's it. Before we get to our closing, It's flying around here. I feel like that happened a few weeks ago too. I had like a moth in here. Before we get to closing, what's going on WWE? Is that is this weekend, right? Money in the Bank?
Money in the Bank is Saturday. I'm hoping Dave will be available to do a show.
Come on, Mello, get it together before you make
last,
my list of folks that are no longer welcome on this network.
The last preview. Well, the last preview was also my fault too. It's like I got a little distracted, but we didn't get a chance to do a show for it. But I want to do a show, sometime this week before that happens, and get all caught up on the world that is professional wrestling, because it's at a shit show right now.
R-Truth?
Not just R-Truth, but now we're hearing that this is going on. I heard The Rock and WWE are not in good terms because of a plane. Because you didn't send me my jet and the private jet, and I was supposed to have a private jet to WrestleMania, and they didn't send it, so that's why he didn't show up. Screwed up the storyline. I mean, that's just a story. I don't know if it's true.
That would be insane.
It would be
for all the talk to The Rock, how he loves the industry and loves wrestling, and that's where he was born. If that's what did it,
it's just a story. But yeah, the release is going on with TKO. Now they're saying TKO doesn't care about WWE. It's all about money, which is why they're making all these cuts and doing all this. So I don't know.
But there's been, I mean, even back in the day, we would wake up in the morning and there'd be, 15 people or talent cut from WWE, and we'd try to figure out what the reason is.
I'm not going to weep because R-Truth, but I understand the fact that even though he's not on air, he is a huge ambassador backstage. Everyone loves the guy backstage. So you could have found something for him to do.
And he's hilarious.
As far as public relations goes, right. Too. Send him when they have that thing where they're coming to a town, they'll send a guy ahead of time and promote it. He could have been that guy, and that guy, he would have been great at that. And then he could turn him into a talent relations guy. Because everybody loves him. There was no reason to just fire the guy, but he is 60 years old. So, I mean, I get it.
But he moved around pretty good in that match.
Oh no, he's in.
But he's 53. He's 53 years old.
Whatever he is. Yeah. He's in phenomenal shape.
But I like I don't know did I send to you guys the potential, somebody came up with a storyline if he went to AEW and he's like confused that which con is it? Like
that'd be great.
And then I saw one guy respond saying, "Where WWE? What's going on? Where do the fans go?"
Yeah, that'd be great too.
If he was in AEW.
It'd be great if you started like calling all the wrestlers the wrong names, the WWE names. It'd be fantastic.
I mean, that's his gist. He thought he was in the Royal Rumble. He's going to throw Paul Heyman on the Rumble. He's like, you ain't even in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, I get the business side of it, but he's the type of guy, like I said, no, you can't find a single person to say a bad word about the guy. So I think they should have treated him a little better, at least found something for him to do within the company.
Yeah. And what about like Carlito?
He was just going to be a comedy.
But that was both of them, right? But it was Carlito considered the veteran presence that like an R-Truth was?
No,
yeah,
not really. I don't think so. Anyway,
all right,
so we'll see.
All right, so we'll Money in the Bank this week, this Saturday. What time does that start?
7 or 8, I forget.
7? Okay, figure it was 7. OKC up by 11, 4:22 left in the third. FU Pacers 64 points. I cannot stand him. I hope Reggie Miller goes in the corner and starts crying, and we get a nice little camera angle at it. Whatever. I'm not bitter. I'm not upset over it at all. All right, let's get up on out of here, Timmy. What you got here on the way out?
I'm just going to show you guys something. A Bobby Bacala bobblehead.
Oh, I saw the what you had, the minor league.
It was
during the Knicks game, same night as the Knicks game. I hope he didn't. I hope he went right back to the back. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. That thing went fast.
I'm sure. What is it called?
Steve Sharippa and Willie Boy, the Somerset Patriots. I don't know what they're going for, but let's just say this particular bobblehead we did not get at the gate. And that's probably all I should say without incriminating myself on YouTube or whatever that we're on. No, but no. To be fair, someone left us behind, so we picked it up. Thank you very much. Now,
What are you gonna do?
Whether that person came back 20 minutes later looking for it, it's not my business anymore. You left it, you lost it, belongs to me now.
That was, and I saw the Knicks hat, the little fisherman's cap. You know, you're running into
I'm
things
finding it
here.
weird. I found a Yankee jacket in Penn Station for a little kid's Yankee jacket.
What's going on?
Dude, I don't know, but the hat's brand new.
The only thing I've ever left behind, I left a souvenir cup in Fenway Park, Mets, 2009. That's it. Yeah, I left and I was done. I was like, oh shit.
The hat, I saw that hat yesterday. I'm like, I mean, it's at Newark too. I'm like, I don't want to touch that. It's at Newark. And then I saw the tag still on it, and I'm looking. I'm going, that's just brand new.
Brand new.
So I took a tissue and I picked it up, and I was like, because I said it's Newark. I don't.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't care if you're from Jersey. Newark is disgusting. So I'm
Always
looking at
has
it.
been.
I'm like, yeah, the tag. I smelled it. I was like, it smells brand new. It doesn't smell like anything. I was like, holy shit! I got myself a new hat. Let's try to sell it. It's a $30 hat.
I am seeing, you know, there's some people who have it on there for $40, $45. I see somebody has it on there for $68. My first thought when you sent that, or when I saw that video, was like, you better get back there and go watch the Knicks game. He's always at the Knicks game. He was in Indiana, but and by the way, Pat McAfee, I love you, but you didn't have to go all out and do that, calling out all the New York guys at your. I know they asked him to do it, so I'm not to give Pat a hard time since he's watching, but jeez, you know, calling out. Oh, and you saw the Mellencamp feud.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
that was crazy.
That's why I like Pat McAfee. Oh, but hold on. Media blackout. Knicks lose. I don't want to hear shit about the NBA. I do my best to stay away from all this stuff. I watched Monday Night Raw. One of the segments, you know, when they're at commercial, he's up on the stupid announce table talking about the Knicks losing, and they show Halliburton. Like I tried my best to stay away.
No,
just trying to watch.
You can't avoid it. It's everywhere now.
Please, even when I avoid it, I can't avoid it. All right, Timmy, what do you got here on the way out? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm hoping go Oilers. I don't care if they're from Canada. I'm tired of Florida. I'm tired of hearing Bobrovsky and Kachuk, and I'm tired of them. So I want to see Connor McDavid win his first Stanley Cup. Basketball, I don't care. Go Western Conference. I could care less.
Go okay.
Yeah, let baseball keep on chugging, and I can't wait for freaking football, man. I just can't wait. Can't wait. But yeah, Saturday, Money in the Bank. Hopefully, I get a show going with that. Even if I don't get Dave, I'll find someone to do it with me because I want to make sure I keep it going. Because we missed last pay-per-view, so I don't want to keep that. I don't want to make that a habit. So I definitely will do the show for the Money in the Bank. I don't know who with. I have no idea.
Giddy up. I can give you a little bit here and there. I can get you. Where's Ant? Ant got to be around here. You know, get it together, people.
We'll find it.
Get it together. We'll figure it out. All right, that does it for us today. Let's go OKC. That's number one. Knicks, figure that shit out. I don't understand what he did, but I'm willing to say, okay, even though we had the best 5-year stretch in the last 30 years, whatever. And then as far as you know, there's what's the movie that's coming out? This How to Train Your Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
A live action. I'm pretty excited about that. My kid is excited about that. He wants to go see it. We got some contests out there. The site is down because of assholes out there, but we're trying to get it back up as quickly as possible to get these contests back up. I have a few different cities to still get up, but as soon as we're back up and running on the actual website, we'll get that going.
And I'm still going to do the new show.
Yes,
I'm still doing it. I'm just fine-tuning a few things here and there.
Giddy up. Let me know what you need from me.
I was going to call it the kitchen sink, which means we're going to talk about everything but the kitchen sink. We're going to talk about the kitchen sink if you want to talk about it. But it's going to be an all anything goes exclusive because we have movie guys, but we don't interact with them. We have sports guys. We don't interact. You know what I mean? So I want to do one thing. I want to go across boundaries and do ridiculous shit and have a movie show where you all talk about the Marvel movies. And so I'm gonna bring that back soon.
Giddy up! I'm in with you. All right, that does it for us today. We'll see you next week. We'll see if the other guys are around. See what they're doing. By then, we'll be a little bit more. We might have a winner. Might have a winner of any of the. We might have a winner of the Stanley Cup. Might have a winner. Wednesday. Yeah, might. Pacers. OKC will be close to sweeping the Pacers. All good stuff. So that does it for us this week. Keep you updated on what's going on in the Facebook group across TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. So we'll see you next week. Peace out, everybody.
Mahomes swings it. Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series! Banner number 18 has been secured. Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup!
Acknowledge me!